easy go.
Hey there, everybody. How y'all doing? Thank you for coming back. As always, I appreciate it. Man, I hope y'all having a wonderful day or night. You know I'm talking to you. You know who it is. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Deluxe. Yay! And before we move on, I want to give a big old shout out to one of my viewers, Gavin. I heard you like to watch my reviews with your dad and everything. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. I love to hear it when children watch my stuff because that's the new generation. Keep on keep Transformers going for another 30 years. So keep on collecting, dude. And thank you very much, man. And a big shout out to your dad, man. He's a good dude, also, man. So yeah. So with that out of the way, today we're doing another evolution of a character of Transformers. And today I'm going to do Autobot Jazz. So basically this is what I do. I do a little overview, talk a little some tidbits about him, and where he, his character origins and all that stuff. I try to do that. And then I'll show you all the toys I have, and then I'll show you some pictures of stuff I don't have and everything. So I guess we'll just start with this, and here we go.
Alright, Autobot Jazz was voiced by the late Scatman Crothers. He was a very cool, very stylish member of the Autobots in the Transformers television and comic series. The original vehicle mode was a Martini Porsche 935 Turbo racing car. Self-possessed, calm, and utterly collected, Jazz was Prime's subordinate and first lieutenant of the Autobots. He was also head of the special operations with his own dedication roster of agents. He often gave his most dangerous assignments to himself. It is not a matter of ego, he just really is the coolest head for the toughest missions. He was one among the first Autobots who followed Optimus Prime on the mission aboard the Ark. They were attacked by Megatron's ship, the Nemesis, and crash landed on Earth, where all aboard were preserved in emergency stasis. 4 million years later, a volcanic eruption awakened the Ark's computer, and it reformed Jazz into the form of his Earth race car. He then became a regular character throughout the show's first 2 seasons, serving as Optimus Prime's second in command. Ironhide and Prowl seemed to share the same role with him, though. And like I said, Jazz was Optimus Prime's right-hand man, so unlike Prowl, Prime's military strategist, Jazz responded well to change. Whatever surprises the Decepticons sprung, Jazz can deal with it. His position as Special Operations Head calls for all the skills he possesses, yet he still has time to add some style to everything he does. Jazz's upbeat and outgoing personality made him one of the more popular Autobots among the Ark's crew. An admirer of Earth's music of every kind, Jazz loves culture. More than most Autobots, he has his finger on the pulse of Earth's trends and lingo. Incorporating human slang into his vocabulary, Jazz could tell you the status of almost any reality television show in each week's top 40 list. So, everybody knows that Jazz had a small role in the 86 movie. He was on Moonbase 1 with Cliffjumper when a Unicron attacked them and made him his prisoner. And then he's seen at the end, transforming, when Rodimus or Cup and them saw Rodimus, running and everything. So, he did survive in the movie. So, Jazz was in an unusual position. He was in season 3 a few times without having a toy on the shelves at that time. And then everything was about selling toys back then. So, other than Optimus Prime and a handful of probable animation errors, he had no spoken lines. However, fans often claimed that he was planned to have a larger role in the season, which was cut following the death of the voice actor Scatman Crothers. But no real evidence exists to support that notion, and he was given speaking lines more on screen time, however, in the Japanese exclusive Headmasters and everything, so that's cool. And this is pretty cool. Scatman Crothers was often credited having coined the name Ginormous, which is a mix of gigantic and enormous, when using the word to describe Unicron in Transformers the movie. It was added to the Webster's online dictionary in 2007, so that was pretty cool. Alright, we're going to talk about the movie Jazz a little bit. He was voiced by Darius McCary. He was Eddie on the Family Matters show, so he got to voice Jazz in the movie. And like the G1, he was the first Lieutenant Jazz, and he was a one happy-lucky-go Autobot. Good-natured and always able to take things in stride. He provided a decent contrast to the more serious demeanor of Ironhide and Optimus Prime himself. He also was a talker, something Ironhide and Prime liked to tease him about. He might be the smallest Autobot, but he was by no means a coward, willing to take on any foe, big or small. So in the movie, he has one of the iconic, kind of things what Cup did with Blitzwing. Well, he does it with Brawl. He transforms and swings around the turret, cannon, and does all that stuff and starts fighting Brawl and all that stuff, or Devastator, whichever he was called that time. Unfortunately, Jazz dies by the hands of Megatron in the big battle scene at the end of the movie, so he did not make it to any other ones.
All right, we'll start off with the G1, just like the one time I did it with Hound. Go check that out if you don't mind. It was a pretty good one. I like it. I'm starting off. This is not a G1. This is a commemorative series from the Toys R Us. Remember all those ones we had from Toys R Us? So it's basically the same thing, but here is, whoa, almost dropped him. There is G1 Jazz. He does have a shoulder rocket laser thing, but they had for children's safety, they had to make it really long and strong. So I just, I don't put it on there. So anyway, there's G1 Jazz. Almighty Jazz. All right. So I don't have any other Jazzes up until animated. And this was animated in 2007, 2008. I think maybe 2008 is when animated came out. But this is Jazz right here. Pretty cool. It's got some nunchucks. And then I have the recolor. This one I think is called Freeway Jazz, I think what it's called. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the name of him. And he's just a gray kind of a one for Jazz for animated. There he is. Alright, well there's my two animated Jazzes that I have. Alright, my first BotCon I ever went to was 2008. It was in Cincinnati, Ohio. And he was part of the first Shatterglass series. So this Jazz, he was, I forgot the repaint of him. I think it was Smokescreen or something in Cybertron. Don't quote me on that, but I think Smokescreen was one of them. But anyways, they recolored Jazz into him. Or they recolored him into Jazz, and this is the Shatterglass one and everything. Got a big old backpack. Look like a big old chopstick back there. But yeah, this is the BotCon 2008 Shatterglass Jazz. Alright, now we up next is Generations Jazz Chug, the Chug collection, whatever. I think this was Generations. No, it wasn't Classics. He came out later. Or it might be Hunt for Decepticons. I think it's Generations, I think. So there he is. Pretty cool. Always liked this one. This was always a good one. One of my favorites. The gun and everything. He had the speakers in the back that flip out. It's pretty cool. So, and I have the, if you can stand up. I have the United version, which is the Takara, basically version. More of a brighter white than the Generations one. But same mold, just, better paint. Everything. And then they did I think it was a 5-pack. So they did a G2 one, kind of like that in this same mold. Just different, colors and everything. Nothing really changed except for the colors. So, and this was like a 5-pack, I think, remember? Had some legends or something with it. So, alright, well that is my Generations Autobot Jazz. Alright, here is the alternators. This is Meister. Meister. He was supposed to be Jazz, so they consider him Jazz. Big old backpack again. I think you can collapse it more. I don't think so, but anyways. Pretty cool for alternators. And that is Meister, also known as Jazz. Whatever. Alright, Jazz got some love in some video games too. So this is the Fall of Cybertron one. Pretty neat. Alright, there is Jazz with Fall of Cybertron. Awesome video games. Alright, up next, Jazz in the movie. The Bay movies and everything, the 07. I have tons of this mold. I'm just going to bring up two to show you, but I have I think 6 or 7 of this mold. But this is the Bayverse Jazz. Whoop. Alright. And then they did a recolor of him in his G1 colors. There we go. I think this was like a Target exclusive, I think, maybe, if I remember right. So basically the same old, just in G1 colors. So that is Bayverse Jazz. Alright, here's a Legends I have of him. Little Generations kind of Legends of Jazz, Autobot Jazz. So pretty cool. Very nice. I love that little head sculpt. So good. There is Legends Jazz. Alright, we got Powder Primes. Power of the Primes, but I call them Powder. You know, if you watch Shattercast, you know. This is not a good figure. I never liked it. It was one of my worst last year. But this is Powder Primes Jazz. It's got the Prego mode you can put on there if you want to. Car doesn't look like Jazz at all, but you know, whatever. So, but that is Powder Primes Jazz. I'll just show you this. I have a Creo of Jazz too. So we got a little man right there. A little dusty. Oh. No. So it's got the kind of a Jeep kind of Jazz or something. I don't know. It was like $5 I got it, so I picked it up. So there's a Creo of Jazz and that. So that's something I have of him. Alright, now we have Studio Series Jazz. It's from the Bayverse, but I like this Jazz. It's very nice. It's small, but it's sleek, you know, and everything, and I like it. It's a lot better than what we got in the 07, 09 movies and stuff. So this is Studio Series Jazz. He's pretty good. I like him. Back and the front. Alright, Studio Series Jazz. Alright, I'm going to show you the third party ones I have. This is Iron Factory. Love some Iron Factory. This is their Jazz, their take. Kind of a stylized look and everything. It's got the little speakers, that's pretty cool. But I really like this. I like mostly everything Iron Factory's done so far. Alright, that is Iron Factory's Autobot Jazz. Alright, up next we have the Generation Toys, which they did a little clever, so I'm looking at you, Generation Toys. They spelled Jazz with a 4 instead of A. So this is the GT Jazz. Don't get a lot of love for this one. Generation Toy does some really good stuff. I love that Stealth Bomber Megatron. But this Jazz is really good. I love the magnetic doors when it's in alt mode and everything. It looks really good. I love the pearly pearl, you know, of the color of the white and everything. It's really good. It's a good toy. It's a good action figure. I like it. So this is their Generation Toys Jazz. Spelled with a 4. Yeah. I always really like this one. This is a good Jazz. So that is Generation Toys Jazz. Alright, up next is the Make Toys Downbeat. I like this guy. He's not bad. He's got some issues, but overall I really like this Jazz right here. Or Downbeat, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, I got a clown face. Anyways, alright, well this is Make Toys Downbeat, and there's their Jazz.
Alright, here are some of the toys I do not have after showing you the ones I do have. He had a Jazz was a classic Pretender in the 1989. He's got the shell and all that stuff, and you know, he's a brick just like the G1. So there's the Jazz as a Pretender. He also came into a multi-pack over in Japan in 1989 also. He was a hero set, and it was Bumblebee, Grimlock, and Starscream. Jazz, however, was not identical to the Hasbro release, and factory applied stickers on the car hood were applied upside down. So he was in a little pack with those other ones. He also got some love in Action Masters. This was in 1990, and Jazz with the turbo board. So he had a skateboard, you know. So they didn't transform, you know, just like everybody knows that. But there he is as an Action Master. In 1990, he was released in Europe and Australia as a Classics line. So he had the gold box and everything. So it's basically just G1 in a golden box. Here he is in this Generation 2. He's got the kind of like, he's from Miami kind of look, you know, got the aqua and all that stuff and everything. So basically it's just the G1 in different colors and different weapons. In 1995, there was a redeco of the Laser Cycle Road Rocket that was planned as Jazz, but it never really got a release of that anything. So I think they also did a Soundwave, and I don't think that was released either. But this was kind of a, looked like RID kind of a little bit, but this was the Jazz Laser Cycle 1995. Here he is in the Transformers collection, the book style. This was from 2007. Once again, G1, Jazz and all that stuff, just in the book style version. And here is Jazz in his eHobby Collector's Edition, and he's in gold plastic. So yeah, he was all gold. Styling and profiling. Jazz was also a Autobot spy changer from the Universe line in 2003. And he got some World's Smallest little love. So that was a really tiny, no bigger than a quarter kind of Jazz right there. And that was about it. He had some other Creos and some bot shots and stuff and everything, just some smaller stuff. So he had a lot of toys dedicated to him. Good job, Jazz. And here we have Transform and Roll Out Jazz. And they also had a Toy World Coolsville was this. So I don't have these two, and I don't plan on picking them up. But I've heard some good things about the Transform and Roll Out one.
All right, well, I hope you like that little evolution of Jazz. Yeah, I got to show some of the toys I have of him and stuff I don't have. I'd like to get some of that stuff. I'd love to get the Pretenders and the G2 Jazz. That would be pretty cool to get. But yeah, I've always liked Jazz as a character. He's a cool character. Not a lot to say about it, but yeah, he was the second in command behind Optimus, and he was always cool. He was always cool Jazz. So I hope you like this. Go down and hit me with some comments. Tell me what you think of this. If Jazz was one of your favorite characters, or if you liked the little evolution of what I did, hit me with some likes, shares, prayers, and Care Bears. And I hope you like this stuff. I really like doing it. It's fun. You get to learn about a character and where they come from and all that good stuff. So I plan to do on some more of these and everything. I think Mirage is up next. So, all right. Hit that sub button. And as always, I guess I'll see you on the next evolution of Transformers. Hell, Hasbro. And good night, folks.